So as you know, my experiment was the smiling one, and it takes you, does smiling make you happier? Or it has been said that smiling makes you happier. Oops. My plan is to collect some baseline data, force you to smile for 30 seconds, and then record or take some more data and see if you actually are feeling happier. This isn't my full plan, this is just the synopsis. I would be more detailed in your plan, make sure you're more detailed. Right, the analysis section. My first graph has 4 points. I have to talk about the general trend, and I've said here, the general trend is that the sampled students in fact do feel happier that they've been smiling for 30 seconds. Only one person from the sample went backwards, felt less happy. This person had a low happy score to start with, and after the smiling treatment it got worse. So that's the general, what I see generally happening. So I've analysed this graph. Right, percentage of plots that increase. I have to know how many people I surveyed. 1, 2, I can count the top line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, it's more than 10 because there are some double ups. It does, thank you. It says in the red letters how many people I surveyed. 13 people I surveyed. Yours will be 25, 26, somewhere around there. Now, of those 13 people, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that increased. So the percentage of dots that increase is 8 out of 13. And I would put that on the calculator by going 8 divided by 13 . 8 divided by 13, and I would write it as a percentage, so I know how many of my sample actually increased in happiness. And I would also do how many people actually decreased in happiness. Okay, and what would that be? How many people? Actually, instead of plots, it should say people. Yeah, it was 1 out of 13. And put it as a percentage. If I had a calculator handy, I would type in 1 divided by 13 times 100. So that's that bit. Step 3 is the average increase in happiness. Now, this is the reason for the recording. I have to go to my Excel. Here's a lesson on Excel. In fact, I'll just delete this row and I'll do it for you again. This next cell over, you have an agenda, you have a before and an after, but you have to have a difference column. And in this cell, below difference, you have to type in the symbol equals. Hold on. Escape. Zoom in. You have to type in the formula equals, and you have to decide whether you're going to go after minus before, whether you're going to go before minus after. It'll be different for every person in the room depending on the experiment you did. I said after minus before because I actually want if the number is positive, I want to say that was a good thing. If you went backwards, your number is negative. So what I did is I typed in equals, you can see it up here. I'll do it one more time. Equals, and you click on the cell. That cell, and you hit minus. Oops, that's equals. Minus that cell, and you hit enter, and then you re-click on the cell, and see how there's a black dot there? Black dot, you click on that black dot and pull down, drag down. In fact, a quick way to do it is to double click on that black dot, and it will drag it to the bottom Okay, so these are all the differences between the before and after. The next step is actually to sort, and I've already done it. I'm just deleting that top row because I want to sort. So highlight the column you want to sort, and up here where it says sort and filter, click down and go smallest to largest or largest to smallest, doesn't really matter. I'll go smallest to largest. Expand the selection, and notice the smallest numbers are here, and it gets larger and larger to the bottom. And notice that there should be 13 of them. Well, there's 13 total, but there are 8 of them that increase, 3 of them that stay the same, and 1 that decreases. If you highlight the increased ones, right, so highlight them, at the bottom of your screen it'll tell you the average increase. You probably can't see it from where you're sitting, but the average increase is 1.3 happiness points. Jesse, I can hear you typing. If you highlight, and I've only got 1, all the ones that have a negative score, well, it won't calculate an average of one number, but the average in my experiment, the average decrease is just -5. But the average increase, if you highlight all the increased ones, oops, you'll see the average is 1.3. 1.3. So back onto my PowerPoint. The average increase in happiness is 1.3 units. The average decrease in happiness is 0.5 units. I'll probably expand on the paragraphing, but that's how you could do the calculation. Then lastly, you have to comment on the spread before and after. Spread of before compared with after. So the spread of happiness scores, that's another key, is to keep using the context of your investigation. So if yours is dart throwing, then the spread of before points, so you actually say what your context is, you should always put it in context. Spread of happiness before was, see how that data is slightly less spread out than this data? This data is a bit further spread out. Spread of happiness before is slightly less spread out than compared with after. And that's my full analysis just for the first graph. I still have to do the analysis of the difference graph, box and whisker.